Hey, beloveds. It's me. Let me turn this air off so y'all can hear me clearly because, I don't have a microphone on this. I'm just basically using my phone microphone. But I did a reading on Whitney Houston. Please hit the like button on your way in. This is a deep, deep reading. Usually I'll pull like maybe 10 to 11 cards, maybe 15. But this card was 27 cards. It's like I totally connected with her and she gave me her whole story. So I'm going to relay it to y'all exactly the way she related to me. Okay? The first card I pulled was Indolence. Indolence is avoidance of activity or exertion. She stopped putting in effort, procrastination, distraction, depression and sloth, escapism, abandonment, withdrawal, disappointment. So this was the overall energy that represented her as the Four Cups and is written in here as indolence. But this is the way she was feeling at the time of her death. Okay? Basically. Second card I pulled was the Empress, which is the mother. The Empress represents the mother, the caring, nurturing mother. So this, I would say, is Sissy. It's even a card that the book said was illustrated based on the 70s, and that would have been around the time that Whitney was a baby. That's her in the hygiene, that's her mother. So her mother had a very significant part in her life. And it was around this time that she developed her personality and she decided she wanted to be a singer like her mom. Okay? But then she also told me that success can be overturned. She basically, the energy I got was that she had all the cards on the table. She even had family members, Dionne Warwick, Aretha Franklin was her godmother. She had everything in line for her to be a success, but she realized that success can be overturned. This is what she's telling me. She's telling me her story through the cards, y'all. And she was in synchronicity. Okay, then the power card, material power. So this was when she began to do all of those performances. She's on She's on the big coliseums, the big stadiums. This was when she began to blow up. This was when she got her foot in the door. This is the power card, material power. If you listen, you'll see how she told it to me in synchronicity. Then the science card came out, which is sacrificing emotional concerns, getting used to money. So this is when the money started rolling in and she had to get used to it. She had to get used to the scenarios. She had to get used to people changing on her. She had to get used to people depending on her. So this was when the money started rolling in. The next card is the Princess of Discs, Princess of Coins. Um, she was wrapped up in her dreams, lacking clarity, and this was when the money and the fame started getting in, it was getting harder and harder for her to stay grounded. Can you imagine you coming into all this money overnight? You become you the biggest superstar in the world. It would be hard for you to remain grounded. So this might have been when she started to indulge in drugs a little more, because it was available. And when she was going to these parties and these different things, she's getting famous now, all of these things was available for her. And being that it was hard and it was a hard transition overnight, it was kind of difficult. She was a young girl. It was hard for her to stay grounded. So she's telling me what was going on. The next card I pulled was Sadity. I don't know what that means, but let me see something in this book here. Sadity, because I thought I wrote it down. It's actually the Ten of Cups. Let me break that down to y'all because it has significance. I can't just ignore it. This was a single moment of pure happiness. The 10 represents that happiness, stretching from this movement forward far into the future. This card speaks of love's ultimate dream of home and family for the rest of your days. It is joy and peace and the hope of a next generation. But if you look at this card, it's two women in love. And you see one of them have short hair like Robin had. I think this represents Robin and her friendship with Robin. She had Robin by her side. She loved Robin. Robin loved her. That was her first love. You understand? And at this point in time, she was in pure peace and happiness. She had realized her dreams. She was in there. Next card was the costume designer. This came out in Jamie Foxx's reading. That will represent I missed the card, y'all. I missed the card. Okay. After satiety came disappointment. So this was when she realized she couldn't be with Robin. She had to let Robin go because it was going to ruin her career. And that's what she was disappointed about at that point. That she could not stay with Robin. She could not keep Robin in the same position that she had her in before, because now all the fame and fortune was here and people were watching them. Okay? So that was the disappointment as far as Robin was concerned. Then came the costume designer. Too wrapped up in dreams, looking for clarity, hard to stay grounded in the real world. Okay? But this card also represents being hard to stay grounded. So, you know, Hollywood was getting to her. The industry was getting to her. There was too much going on. Then you have interference. Okay? I would say interference is what I was just talking about. Her being a star now, she can't live her life the way she want to live it. She's under the microscope. And it was pretty difficult for her because she couldn't live her life and do what she wanted to do anymore. Okay? Because everybody was watching her. The next card was Valor. I got to find that meaning for that card because this is a different deck, y'all. So pardon me. Valor. This card speaks truth to power. It is the voice of the little guy with the hopeless cause who simply won't shut up. It's standing on a soapbox and yelling louder than the people shouting you down. It is standing up against overwhelming odds when all sane advice says to sit down. Valor is the card of protest. Like all the wands to some degree, it is infused with the spirit of righteous passion, of moral strength and courage. So this is representing her standing up to everybody, because y'all know Whitney was a fighter. And if y'all listen to that, the meaning of this card that I just read, that definitely represents Whitney's, and that was Whitney. Okay, she had a lot of courage. She started, having to fight people. People were saying that she had the image of a white woman, like the music she was recording wasn't R&B enough, it wasn't black enough. So she was going through a lot, and she had to do a lot of fighting, y'all. Okay? The next card was Sorrow. Okay? The next card was Sorrow. We all know what sorrow means. But if you look at this card, it's a bathtub. Look at the card. It's a bathtub. Okay? Now, this could represent when Bobby Christina was found in that tub, because in this reading, there's two cards that came out with tubs in it, and they both died in the tub. And I found that before I did this recording, I spoke to my homegirl and I was showing her this reading, and she was like, "That's a tub?" I was like, "Yes." So something definitely went on here. It's not what they said. I don't believe that she overdosed. I believe that she was murdered. But this one represents the card that when Bobby Christina was found in the tub, and when she started getting some type of realization of the danger that she may have been in. So this is Sorrow. The next card is Debauchery. People around her wanting to be her, people around her that she could not trust, okay? People who were around her looking for opportunities at any cost. And this could have been a number of people. There was a number of people around her at that time that wanted to get up, and then she was doing the drugs. And at one time, Bobby got kidnapped. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on at this point, okay? The next card is ruin. This is when they decided to ruin her credibility and start making her look like a fool. She got more into the drugs. They ruined her image. Her voice was ruined. Everything was falling apart. Then you have the Game Master. I believe this represents Clive Davis's minions, the people that were the handlers, the people that were leading her into a scenario or misguiding her so that she would be vulnerable for whatever it is they wanted to do with her. Okay? Next card is gain. Who was to gain off of her? Downfall. I know y'all have listened to Leola many times. Leola has told the story of who wanted to gain from her downfall. We don't have to say her name. We all know who she is. She was married to Whitney's brother, Gary. That represents her. And she's in the tub, and all she's thinking about is the money. She's in the hot water hot tub. She's in the hot tub, getting all the glamour and getting all the perks that comes with Whitney, and you see her looking and dreaming about the 9 pentacles, the money, the material gain. Then you have truce. This is a 2 of swords, trying to get close to Whitney. Whitney not seeing what's around her. Whitney not noticing these people, but they're all trying to make truces with her so they can get in the door and get what they want from being associated with her. You have the Ace of Swords next. This is where they sacrificed her. Okay, they came in with the swords. The truth came out. People were thinking, having discussions, communication regarding what they were going to do with Whitney, because Whitney no longer had the fire for the industry. She had seen enough. She had had enough. She was tired now. She was going through too much. And then the next part is death. Look at him in the ambulance. Okay? Now he's in the ambulance, but it looks like he's doing some type of magic or something, and the heart is out of the body. Okay? So somebody was definitely sent in to take her life. Next one is failure. Okay? Failure. She failed to see what was going on. She's telling me her story. She felt like she failed to see what was going on. She had trusted these people that was around her, and they set her up because they wanted that material gain that she had. Next card, because she was the star. She was the star. They wanted to be the star. They wanted that power. Okay? Next card is the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit represents someone looking for some type of enlightenment. Okay, I don't know who that would be, but the Hermit card came out. It might be them isolating Bobby from everybody, Bobby Christina from everybody. She was basically like a hermit, only surrounded by these same people that set her mother up to die. Okay? Next one is Dominion, taking control of everything. Look at this card here. This was the things that was bothering her. Look at that. Doesn't that look like Bobby? This is when they started coming in and just ruining her life. Okay? Oppression. This is the oppression card. Success. They had success. They did what they wanted to do. They ruined her career. They brought her down. She was deleted. Worry. Okay? After she was deleted, even in spirit, she was worried about Bobby Christina. Okay? And all that she had left behind. The Magician, they were trying to make another Whitney. You seen Clive Davis announce on the on CNN how Jennifer Hudson was the next Whitney Houston. They had their plans. Look, they had the chessboard. They on there thinking about the next move they gonna make. Not a chessboard, but this is a musician. Look at the piano there. This involves music. So now they're trying to make money off of the fact that she's gone. Try to replace her. Resold her music. Her music went up 100 and something percent, 183% after she died or something like that. Okay, they made money off of that. That was the plan. See, abundance comes next. Because they made a lot of money off of her death. Okay. The High Priestess. Look, there's another person in the tub. And she's all in the mix. She knew what was going on. That's why Whitney showed this card to me again. This High Priestess was the one, her brother's wife. She knew what was going on. Look at the card. Somebody dead in the tub. So she told me twice that was a sacrifice. And then this person is represented again as the Queen of Swords, coming up with ideas now to make money off of Whitney's existence, off of her career that she built. So this was the whole story. Look at all these cards on my table. I could not stop pulling cards because I just felt like after the death card, the story wasn't over. And it wasn't, because all of these other cards came out. So rest in peace to Whitney Houston. We love you. We know what happened to you. And we know that justice is coming. We know that these people are not going to get away with what they got away with. They're going to have to deal with it either through spirit or some other type of way, because karma's here. Karma's here, and everybody have to pay for what they've done. Okay, that's the end of this reading. Peace and love. Next, I'm going to do Michael Jackson. Then I'm going to do Prince. Peace and love.